Hi everyone, this is BritSimon. So today I want to address a topic that I've hinted at and talked about a little bit in the past, in that I have been asked many times in the past to confirm or deny or correct or whatever something that some other YouTuber has said about the DV lottery. There are various YouTube channels that make comments about the DV lottery, and some of them are well-intentioned, no doubt. They intend to give the right information, but more often than not, I find that they don't give out accurate information, and in some cases, the information they give is particularly damaging. So in the past, I've corrected people. I've reached out to people in the past to correct the information that they're giving. For example, I've contacted EBM scholars a number of times, for example, because Ernest is well-intentioned, I'm quite sure, and he's got a lot of followers, but he gives bad incorrect information quite often. Now, I become aware of that sometimes because people tell me, or they argue with me, and I ask them the basis of where they're getting their incorrect information, and they tell me that's what EBM told them. So I go and look at his videos, and sure enough, I find that sort of information. Now, it's not always damaging. It's sometimes, just incorrect information about the procedure or something. Sometimes it may be speculation about the procedures used internally at KCC, and that really I can't complain about. I'm not complaining about. What I complain about is information that these other YouTubers give that will hurt somebody's chances of processing their visas. And just recently, a couple of cases have come to mind, and I wanted to go through that to explain to you why you need to be very careful and selective about who you listen to about the DV lottery, because if you're given bad information by someone that might even sound like they know what they're talking about, then you could actually lose your opportunity because of the information that they've been given. You could lose your green card because of the information they give. Okay, and frankly, I find that not good. So so let me address a couple of instances. I'm going to talk about EBM scholars and a direct instance of theirs or of his in a few minutes, but first of all, I want to talk about this person. This person is a Sri Lankan YouTuber. She speaks in Sinhala, and in that case, it would be quite useful for Sri Lankans that want to know about the DV process. But recently, somebody asked me to reach out to this person, this YouTuber, and correct her on a couple of points that she was saying, and she was being argumentative about with this other person. So I reached out, and I said to this woman, there were two things she was saying. Firstly, she was saying that the second draw could happen at any time, and you should continue to check your entry status for DV 2023 every few weeks or whatever. That's incorrect. It's nonsense. She's incorrect about that, but it's innocuous. It doesn't matter. If somebody wants to waste their time checking every 2 or 3 weeks, frankly, it's not going to cause any problem. But the other thing that she said was that she was giving people inaccurate information about the fact that she was saying that the 55,000 visas that are given each year are only for the main selectee, and that derivatives are in addition to that. Okay. Now, most of you, before I even explain this, most of you will probably already know that's incorrect. Okay. I know that for 100% certain. Many of you know that for 100% certain. But this person, this YouTuber, is telling people that bad information. And when I corrected her, she chose to argue with me about it, which frankly is stunning. Like, who the heck does this woman think she is? She clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. And in her argument, I'll explain her argument in a moment, she says that my comments are baseless and false, and that I am misleading people. and that I should check official statistics before posting false comment. I mean, frankly, this woman has got a heck of a lot of nerve in making these sort of statements without understanding anything at all about the process. Clearly, she doesn't understand a damn thing. So, now why is that a problem? Well, if you tell people that there are 55,000 visas for principal selectees and that derivatives are given visas in addition to that, then what you're telling people is that there is a visa for every single person selected, which is not true. It's not correct. It's inaccurate. It's completely wrong. But it's telling people, don't worry, you've got a visa slot waiting for you. That's what it's telling people, and that's a problem because someone could delay their application, assuming that they'll be okay to process later on, and they will not understand that there is an importance of being fairly quick about the process and going through the process, because there is no guarantee of a visa. So her explanation, which she gave to me by response to my comments, was she referred to 2021 numbers and said there are 132,404 diversity visas were issued. Now, she's incorrect on that first point. The 132,000 number she's referring to, if any of you have got any level of information at all, you would know that that's the number of selectees that are announced by KCC, and she could have checked that in the visa bulletin where that was announced. Okay, and it was, just a silly thing to say. She says they were issued. That's the selectee number at the beginning of the year. She goes on to say, out of these, 55,000 were for the main applicant, and the balance, 77,404, were issued to their derivatives, DV2 and DV3. So completely clueless woman, completely wrong. That's not accurate at all. The 132,000 was, is not, split up in the way that she's talking about there. In fact, in that year, there were 72,000 winning cases. So there were actually 72,000 principal selectees. But of course, there isn't enough visas for them all, because there are only 55,000, and that number is to cover derivatives as well as main applicants. Okay, and she goes on, as I say, to just be insulting and stupid. And she finishes up by saying, you profess yourself to be an expert on the DV, but you're not even aware of how many DVs are issued each year. This speaks volumes of your expertise. I mean, honestly, the chutzpah, as they call it, the nerve of this woman to make these sort of comments when she clearly doesn't understand. After I corrected her and gave her a link, I gave her a link here where she could get that information. Here, I gave her the official statistics, and she doesn't bother to correct herself. Okay, so let me just lay out, just in case any of you are thinking that there's any chance that this person knows what she's talking about, and there absolutely isn't. But just in case any of you think that she might be accurate, the statistics for the issuances are given here each year, and this is official data, and we can see that in no year have they exceeded 55,000 visas. This is the total number of issued visas in the DV category. For issuances and adjustment of status cases, this is the total number. They've never exceeded 55,000, clearly. So that's the first piece of evidence. The second piece of evidence that just makes a mockery of what she's saying is that the government produced their monthly issuance numbers, which is official data. That data is then gathered by smart people on the internet and shown to us in a way that we can understand what the numbers are. And so if we look at this site, for example, this is official data showing that the split between DV1s, which is the color in green, the DV2s and DV3s, for each year, we can see the number of cases. And these numbers, if we took this year, we added up each of these months, it would come to a number that's close to the official statistics that I show on this page. So there's just no doubt. There is no doubt that this woman is incorrect in what she's saying. And if she's giving that bad information, what other stupid things is she saying to people about diversity visa? She honestly should not be talking to people about something she has so little knowledge of. Frustratingly, though, she actually doubled down on this, and she made a video subsequent to my comments where she complained about this person who had talked to me, and quotes from my YouTube channel this comment where this woman had reached out to me and said, somebody is talking, this Pasan Nivasa woman is telling bad information, etc. And she's written, and she produced, the whole video was about a Sri Lankan discouraging Sinhala DV lottery winners, etc., and complains about what I was saying, right? Really, frankly, amazing that somebody would have the guts, frankly, to stand by your position and then and try and single out someone for ridicule that was simply trying to correct this woman, okay? And that she would argue with me. I've been doing this since 2013 and have guided many tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people through the process. This woman has a YouTube channel which is about cleaning your house. Most of her content is about how to clean your house and don't throw away your lemons. She should stick with that because that's a more appropriate use of her time and her skill set. She can clean houses and tell people how to clean their house. Perfect. But she should not be talking to people about diversity lottery. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say about this particular woman. I'm not going to bother engaging with her again, obviously. So that's the first point. And as I say, what troubles me about that is that by giving the information she gave, it really says to someone there is a visa position for every principal selectee, and that's completely incorrect. Okay, let's talk about the next instance. So this is the one that actually sort of worries me most. This is EBM talking about mistakes you can make on your DV 2023 application that can cost you. And at about minute 13:30, he starts to talk about the passport requirement. That when you entered DV 2022 or 2023, there was a requirement to have a valid passport, and there were 3 exceptions you could choose from if you didn't have a valid passport, about living in a communist country and not being able to have a passport in various ways, right? In this video, EBM states between minute 13:30 and about 16:30, so you can go and have a look at this video and see what he says. But he states that if you have applied for DV 2023 and you're a winner and you didn't have a valid passport and you chose one of the exceptions and you were not entitled to use that exception, you don't have a waiver, you weren't in a communist country and so on, then you will not be able to process your case and you will get disqualified. Okay. Now, that is amazing and incorrect, completely incorrect, because the passport rule was blocked in February by a judge. And again, I can look this up. I can, in fact, let's just do that. Passport rule, DV lottery, blocked. This is about the passport rule, and this is Bloomberg Law reporting back in February. I think it was February 4th, it was struck down. And the passport rule was struck down in February, okay? And there's a nice link here to the opinion, and you can read the opinion if you like. But the point is, actually, I just pulled up the opinion here. This is the opinion that actually strikes down the rule. The passport rule was blocked because the government did not use the appropriate procedure to introduce the rule. They didn't have the correct waiting period, and they did it wrong. Okay, and so Judge Kelly from the Washington District granted the plaintiff's motion for summary judgment and vacated the passport rule. Okay, the passport rule is gone. There's no doubt about that. And the passport rule was gone in February. And I've reported that in a video, etc. And I've told people accurate information. But here is this video in April of this year, talking about DV 2023, and he's telling people not to bother processing their case if they didn't accurately follow the rules about the passport rule. Well, that's wrong, and you're telling people to not proceed. So that will cost some people their case. And so, Ernest, I'm trying to find a slightly more flattering picture of Ernest, but anyway, that's gone. But you take my point. That's inaccurate information, which is going to cost someone their chance of this green card. It's a once in a lifetime lottery. You mustn't give bad information like this. I've talked to Ernest before about the I-134 and the importance of that. And again, he doesn't understand those things for whatever reason. So, for you as DV lottery selectees, please make sure that you understand that not everybody that gives you information really knows what they're talking about. Okay. And whilst it might be entertaining or interesting, to listen to someone like EBM who's got an interesting format and style, and you might feel, connected to him, or perhaps that other woman, Pasan Nivasa, her channel, maybe you speak Sinhala and it's interesting to you to have someone talking about the process in your native language. Great. I understand that, but understand they're probably no more educated about the DV lottery process than you already are. Okay. And if you want accurate information, you want to ask questions, you want to have accurate answers, please understand you've got to be careful where you get the information from. Okay. Okay, that's really all I wanted to cover today. Just a couple of examples of things that are damaging. And, by all means, follow who you want to follow. Listen to who you want to follow, and who you want to listen to. But understand that some of these people are going to rob you of your opportunity because they give you bad information. And if they give bad information on very simple subjects, like the number of selectees that get a green card, or telling you in April that the passport rule will cost you your visa chance when that rule was removed 3 months earlier. If they do that, then why would you trust anything else they say about this process? Why would you? Right? Because you don't know, unless I'm sitting here to correct everything they say, which I don't have time to do. You don't know, what else they're saying that's incorrect. Okay, so just please be careful. All right, everybody, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't like this video because you think I'm being mean to people, give me a thumbs down. Let me know. But I think you'll probably understand my intentions to give you the best possible opportunity and to not see you robbed of that opportunity. That's my intention. So hopefully you understand that. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening today. Bye-bye now.